What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Michael Talks Football channel. It's a little bit of a quick live stream today. We're just going to discuss the final two confederations, Concacaf and Conmebol, to round up the international break in October, which was enthralling. We got our first two qualifiers to Qatar in Germany and Denmark, and we will probably get many, many more in November because all of UEFA will be finished. Most likely Brazil, which we will talk about very soon, will qualify. Maybe Argentina, maybe Iran from Asia. So a lot of possibilities of countries securing their spot to Qatar. But we're going to start off with CONCACAF. On CONCACAF, there was a lot of drama, a lot of goals, a lot of goals. We had some comebacks. We had fantastic performances, particularly from one player, and we all know who that one player is because you can see in the title of the live stream today. So remember, guys, if you're watching this in the replay, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Helps out the channel, and hopefully we can get to about, let's say, 10 likes. 10 likes because CONCACAF and Conmebol were enthralling the last 2 days. So let's get straight into it, and we're going to first start off with USA versus Costa Rica, a matchup that the USA had to win under Greg Berhalter, who was under massive, massive pressure, and he got the W. He got the W. It didn't start off the greatest, though. First minute of the match, Keisha Fuller tap in at the back post. Should have Zach Steffen maybe done better with it because Zach Steffen came into the squad? Possibly. Zach Steffen, he was complaining about the player that was in front of him and saying that was offside. But I think Zach Steffen knows better and he needs to deal with those sort of situations better. So unfortunate for that, but that's all right. Could USA have dealt with that a little bit better? Possibly. I think we were just caught off guard in the first minute. That was the biggest problem right there. We were just caught off guard, not into the game right away. Costa Rica took advantage of it. I mean, Brian Ruiz's back heel was fantastic for the goal. Then they get it down the left wing. Cross, Fuller's wide open at the back post, and it's in. And it's in. So then, you know what? Watching the replay of the game, the USA, I have to say, dominated the game from start to finish. They absolutely dominated Costa Rica. They had no chance, Costa Rica, even though they had a 1-0 lead. I knew the scoreline before the game, but watching the highlights, you could just sense that the whole crowd was confident. The players were confident. Anything was going to happen in that game still for the USA. And they started creating chances and chances. And then eventually, Serginho Dest with an absolute bullet to the top left corner. That was top bins. That's what they call top bins in England because that's what that Serginho Dest shot was. Beautiful play. I think 9 out of the 11 starters for the USA got to touch the ball before Serginho Dest finished it off. It was an absolutely fantastic team goal. This is what Greg Berhalter has been talking about, possession style football, and we finally saw that in the goal for the USA, the first goal. But there was a little bit of controversy in my point of view coming from the USA fan. Chris Richards takes down, I can't remember who it was for Costa Rica, took him down. I think it was Stonewall penalty. Stonewall penalty. I don't know how Chris Richards got away with that. He literally came behind and tackled the. Yes, he got a little bit of the ball, but he got the man first. So how, maybe VAR would have intervened and gave a penalty for that? Possibly, but I think Chris Richards and the USA got lucky to get away with that situation right there because otherwise it could have been way, way worse. Could have been way, way worse. But that's the first half. USA had a couple good chances, didn't create stellar opportunities. I thought Yunus Musa had an amazing game and the whole midfield basically. Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams. That might be the starting midfield for the USA going forward and possibly heading into the World Cup next year. Then we get to the second half. Brian Ruiz tries to run through on goal, and then we've all seen the meme. 36 years old or 37 or however old Brian Ruiz is, he could not get away from Miles Robertson, who made a mistake, horrible pass. And then Brian Ruiz maybe has a good 10, 15 meters ahead of Miles Robertson, and he couldn't get away from him whatsoever because we know he wants to go on his left foot, Brian Ruiz, and he was trying to go to that direction, but he was being forced to his right. And then Miles Robertson just used his good speedy recovery and got back to the ball. Brian Ruiz is just too old, and this Costa Rica squad is just too old. I mean, their average age is 30 years old. They have guys that are 35, 37. I think Keylor Navas, I can't remember how old Keylor Navas is, but I think their youngest player on the day was 27. So Costa Rica got to be worried about the future that they have because it's not looking bright. If they got to bring some younger talent into the squad, I'm looking at guys like Brian Oviedo, Duarte, these sort of guys. Keylor Navas obviously came off at halftime. I think he had a apparent injury. We don't know what the injury is, but the USA took advantage of it. Then Timothy Weah, shot on goal. Lionel Morea, own goal. Would Keylor Navas have saved that penalty? Saved that shot? Excuse me. I think so. I think that's a stonewall Keylor Navas save. Morea, obviously the backup goalkeeper who came on at halftime, should have dealt with it better. USA go 2-1 lead. And then it was just pretty much cruise sailing. There was one free kick opportunity for Costa Rica, I think. But other than that, they had nothing in this game. I have to be honest. They had nothing in this game. I thought USA just played a fantastic game. The first full, complete 90 minutes of good football that I have seen from Greg Berhalter's side. And that's a joy to see. It's a joy to see. Now, can this continue? Can this just please continue? And if it does, then everything's going to be all right. But for Costa Rica, they're just old. They're just old. They had 36% ball possession. Their passing accuracy was 76 compared to USA with 64% ball possession and 86% passing accuracy. I mean, what do you want? Shots inside the box, 10 for USA, 4 for Costa Rica. They're just old, man. They're just old, and you could just tell. It was boys against grandpas. That's what it looked like out there, especially with the Brian Ruiz incident. But USA got that valuable win. They needed it. Otherwise, there would have been massive, massive pressure. Now we're going to move on to Canada. Canada. Wow, what a performance and what a crowd. Hey, all the Canadians at the ground, big up. That was amazing atmosphere at BMO Field in Toronto, Canada. So first off, first 5 minutes, Rolando Blackburn gets an easy tap in for Panama to take the lead 1-0. Poor defending from Canada, way too easy getting down the right wing. But Panama played that well out of the back through the two center backs, then got it to the right winger, and then slotted it back to Blackburn, who had an easy tap in. But then that was all Panama. It was all Canada once again in this game. It was again Canada. This squad is just amazing me each and every game with the way they can play, and John Herdman just has to take full credit for it. Murillo own goal from a corner. It looked like Tejan Buchanan first got the head onto it, but it looked like Murillo then had an own goal. So I think Canada deserved it in the first half. They had some good chances, but then the second half happened, and anytime they counterattacked Canada, they were dangerous, and especially Alphonso Davies. The guy is the best player in Concacaf, and I want to hear nothing about that. Nothing. This guy was, for that second goal for Canada, if you guys haven't seen the photo, he must have been a good 20 meters away from the Panama player, and he sprinted straight down the touchline, received the ball. It almost went out of bounds, but I don't think it did because there was the linesman right there to see if the ball went over the line for Canada. But Alphonso Davies is just ridiculous. He's just ridiculous. He can play left back, and then if you look at like where he plays for Canada, he is all over the pitch, just doing work defensively, doing work attacking wise. He is just the complete player for Canada, and a great second goal. Just being comfortable with it, left the Panama goalkeeper for dead, and an easy goal. Third goal, Tejan Buchanan. Great header. I mean, this Canada squad is just fantastic to watch. Even though, they didn't have much possession of the ball in the second half, but they took advantage of it. Tejan Buchanan with the third goal and then the fourth goal. Jonathan David finally gets his first goal in World Cup qualifiers, this round at least, the final round in CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. And he, he deserved it. He's gone into good opportunities, but he hasn't been able to finish. But he was able to finish that one. I mean, Canada were absolutely scintillating in that second half. Now, you guys let me know in the chat. Is it because of the squad depth that Canada, USA, Mexico have that they're just taking advantage of these other squads that don't have squad depth? Because we know Costa Rica don't, we know Panama don't, we know that El Salvador don't. So we know these big squads, they have the squad depth to compete for all these 3 games. We'll see then when it's the 2-game window in November, will this trend continue? But Canada, big up yourself, man. That was a fantastic win. And then Alphonso Davies is just the best player in CONCACAF. What can we say? I've been saying that for a long time, and he will be for many, many years, unless Chucky Lozano or Christian Pulisic gets better than Alphonso Davies. But this guy is just ridiculous. He does everything for Canada. But thank you, everybody in the chat. It's been a little bit of a quick stream today. Hello, bro. How are you? Ramin Irani? Good to see you. Ryan, how are you, bro? I was just about to talk about your team. The Reggae Boys, Jamaica 2, Honduras 0, and I'm shocked. Alejandro Loaiza, how are you? We're about to soon talk about Conmebol as well. We're about to talk Conmebol because that Ecuador-Colombia game was a bit crazy. But Honduras, Jamaica. Man, Jamaica did play well in the first half, I got to say. Second half, they were under the cosh a lot. They were under the cosh a lot. Honduras were peppering them. They didn't have any. I think they had one dangerous chance, but it was a great save from Blake. Otherwise, Honduras have just been disappointing, I must say. And I said before this game, whichever manager lost this matchup, whether it be Tapa Whitmore or Coito, would be sacked. And what happened after the matchup? The Honduras manager, Coito, got the sacked. And I knew this was going to happen. This was El Saco. Whoever lost this matchup would lose their job. Will Jamaica fans want Tapa Whitmore to leave and lose this game? Maybe, to just get him out of the job. But hey, you got your first win. First, Kamar Roof getting the first goal. Good work down the left wing. And then he just had a deflection on it, and it went into the back of the net to give his first ever Jamaica international goal. So congrats to Kamar Roof getting his first goal. First half they did have a lot of chances, Jamaica, but the second half it was just a bit more defensive. Like, we're just going to hold on to the lead and just be sturdy about it. And fair play to Jamaica. They did that, and they got their just reward, getting the second goal and defending valiantly, I must say. So let's talk quickly about the stats of Honduras, Jamaica. 19 shots, 13 shots for Jamaica. One big chance for Jamaica, 0 for Honduras. Shots on target, 6 for Jamaica, 5 for Honduras. Shots inside the box, 14-8 for Honduras. So, yes, when watching the highlights, Honduras did get into a lot of good opportunities, but Jamaica defense was just sturdy, and they were just blocking everything. They were blocking every shot possible, and it was... If you're a Jamaica fan, you must be proud that your team gave everything, even without all the stars like Leon Bailey, Michael Antonio, and these sort of guys, Rafael Morrison. They did it without those guys. They went to Honduras, which is not an easy place to go. But it seems like it's easy. Honduras has been the biggest disappointment. You guys let me know in the chat. Has Honduras been the biggest disappointment? Because I think it has easily been. But Andre Gray for the second goal, holding up the ball well, and then O'Neal Fisher with a wonderful top right finish. Top bins for that goal. Great goal for Jamaica, and they get their first win of Concacaf qualifiers. So congrats to them. Congrats to Jamaica. Will this now push them on? Will the other players in the national team get motivated, like Michael Antonio, like I talk about these English-based players? Will they be motivated now to come represent Jamaica? Possibly. This could be a start of something good, but it's all down to the manager, Tapa Whitmore. It's all down to him. It seems like it's every time down to Tapa Whitmore. But great win for Jamaica. Congrats to them, and congrats to Ryan LFC. But all the Jamaica fans were happy to get a win. But now we got a final match, and it is El Salvador 0, Mexico 2. I think just before this matchup, reading the lineups and everything like that, El Salvador were missing a lot of guys in the defense. They were missing a lot of guys in the defense, and you could just tell in the play because they created literally nothing in this matchup, El Salvador, which is kind of sad to see, but Mexico just made life difficult for them, and their quality was much more than El Salvador's. Possibly if El Salvador had much more of their defense together, it could have been a different story, but unfortunately it wasn't for them, and yeah, Mexico had it easy. I think Mexico had it really, really easy. Chucky Lozano was getting into good positions. Obviously, Rogelio Funes Mori came back into the squad because resting Raul Jimenez. Ernesto Vega came into the squad. They made a lot of changes, but it didn't really matter. El Salvador just didn't provide anything in this matchup. I think Larin, the left back, had one half volley chance, but it wasn't anything special. It really wasn't. Obviously, the goals, Hector Moreno getting the first goal for Mexico from the corner. Poor defending. Almost free at the back post. There maybe should have been a back post man. Could the goalkeeper for El Salvador done better? Possibly, but Hector Moreno had a great game. He had a very good game. And then obviously Raul Jimenez scored from the penalty spot. A little bit of a dodgy penalty decision, but I think it's a penalty nowadays. But Mexico, easy victory for them. They're flying high. Even though their performances haven't been good and they made a lot of changes for that matchup against El Salvador, it didn't really matter. But these are the standings now, guys, for CONCACAF heading into the November break. And we know on November, give me a second, November 13th, guys, it is Mexico versus USA. The big one. I cannot wait to preview and predict that matchup. It should be enthralling. So Mexico are in first place with 14 points. The USA are in second with 11. Canada are in third place with 10 points. So big up to Canada. Big win for them. They needed to win they just got to win a couple more home games. That's all Canada have to do. Panama are in fourth place with 8 points. Costa Rica somehow are in fifth spot with 6 points. Jamaica now up there with 5 points. El Salvador up there with 5 points. And Honduras at the bottom. And like I talked about, their manager, Coito, got the second after the matchup against Jamaica. But Palomo, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yep, I talked about big win for Canada. And my God, Davis. He is just, he's a baller. He's just a baller. What can I say? He was just everywhere on the pitch for Canada during that matchup. If you guys look at the heat map, he was literally everywhere, just doing the defensive work, doing the attacking work. He showed like he was a leader. He will be a future captain. Who's the captain right now for Canada? Somebody can let me know. I cannot remember who's the captain for Canada, but Alphonso Davies will be a future Canada captain because that guy is a leader and gives everything for his squad, which is great to see. And he wants to qualify for the World Cup. And I think Canada will, but it's not over yet, guys. You only have a 2-point lead over Panama, and we know what happens. We know what happens. We know what happened. Hans Verst, thank you for tuning in. Mia San Mia Davis. I don't know what Mia San Mia means, but if that means Davis was great, then I agree with you. All right. We got one more confederation to talk about before I head out. It's a short stream today, guys. It's a Friday. I want to enjoy my weekend. Tomorrow, I might be back tomorrow night discussing about club football. So stay tuned for that, guys. Hopefully, you guys tune in for that. It will probably be roughly around the same time. We'll talk about the games on Saturday, and then we'll preview the games on Sunday because we have Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. Can't wait for that. It's first versus second in the Bundesliga. We also have Juventus versus Roma. So a lot of big games. Premier League doesn't have really too many big matchups this weekend. Obviously, I think there's Leicester, Man United, and then there's Watford, Liverpool. So nothing big in the Premier League this weekend. But in other leagues, there's massive matchups like I talked about. Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. All right, now we're going to talk about Conmebol because wow. Some interesting results, to say the least. Some interesting results. First off, look at this, guys. In La Paz, Bolivia 4, Paraguay 0. Who would have guessed this result? This is an absolutely stunning. This is the first back-to-back wins for Bolivia since 1997. So congrats to them. They have won back-to-back games. After beating Peru 1-0, they destroyed Paraguay. They absolutely destroyed them. Let's talk about the goal scorers. Rodrigo Ramallo, the first goal for Bolivia, an absolute rocket. Left-footed, 1-2, took one touch, I don't know what he saw. He saw the lights in front of him, and he took the shot, top right corner. Ridiculous goal. I remember, guys, I told you, Bolivia would win. Did I not say that? I said 2-0 or 2-1. I said Bolivia would win. I'm done with Paraguay. After that putrid performance against Chile, I knew Bolivia were going to win this matchup. And what happened? They did. But then we got to talk about Antonio Sanabria absolutely skying the penalty. That was a horrible penalty. I'm surprised Miguel Almiron didn't take the penalty, but he skied the penalty badly. Sanabria. All right, we go to the second goal. Moises Villarro. Good goal. Pretty poor defending from Paraguay. I mean, they were open at the back, and Bolivia just counterattacked very, very quickly. Then Victor Abrego getting the third goal, and then finishing off is Roberto Fernandez, excuse me. But let me just quickly tell you guys the stats. So for 13 chances created to 12 for Paraguay, shots on target 8-4 for Bolivia, shots inside the box 13-9. I mean, Bolivia, they took advantage of a poor Paraguay. They took a opportunity of a poor Paraguay, but I didn't expect 4-0 from Bolivia. When have we ever seen Bolivia beat a team 4-0? They usually get beaten 4-0, but they don't beat teams 4-0. And especially Paraguay, who we know usually Paraguay are a very good defensive team. Not today. They got run all over the pitch. Absolutely run over the pitch. Congrats to Bolivia. And who knows? Let's see if Bolivia make it. I mean, this would be ridiculous if Bolivia, out of all the South American teams, qualify. But that would be awesome. Obviously, their only appearance ever in a World Cup was 1994 in the USA. So that's the only time Bolivia have ever made it. Will we see Bolivia? You guys let me know in the chat. Will Bolivia surprise? I don't think so. They still got to go away. It's just their home record is ridiculous. La Paz, I don't understand. is the altitude that bad? I think it is. I've been in altitude in Denver, Colorado, in the United States. It's pretty bad playing. I got to say that right now. Alejandro says crazy games, very crazy games. Han says Mia San Mia means we are we, and means that Bayern Munich is a big family and shows the identity of the club, the same like Hala Madrid. Okay, thank you for telling me that. I've actually never heard that when talking about Bayern Munich. Okay, thank you for telling me that. Bro, if you get the time one day, can you maybe make a video about the World Cup packages, hotels, and more? We'll talk about that next year when we get closer to the World Cup. Then first, we got to find out all the teams, and then we'll discuss about if certain people want to go to the World Cup and all these packages and stuff like that. But we'll get to that. But we're still more than 365 days until the World Cup starts. So we'll eventually get to that. But good question. Thank you. Hendrik Jensen, thank you for tuning in. Told you Brazil 4-1. Hey, mate. Did you say 4-1? I knew it was going to be 2-0. I didn't think it was going to be that bad from Uruguay. But next game we have Colombia, Ecuador. And this game had everything you want except for penalties. This game, even though it was a 0-0, this first 15 minutes was just ridiculous. First off, so many fouls, just a lot of tension going into the match. You could just tell this was a big matchup, and you knew Colombia wanted revenge against Ecuador after Ecuador beat them earlier in this qualification 6-1, and that obviously got Carlos Queiroz the second from Colombia. But wow. So what do we think? I know Alejandro has seen this, but have you guys seen the Yerry Mina incident at the end of the match where he hands balls it and then just there was just so much confusion, VAR, all that sort of stuff, and then the Colombia players went absolutely crazy at the full time. But Colombia had a lot of good chances in this matchup from what I saw from the highlights. Let me just quickly tell you the stats: 38% ball possession for Ecuador, 62 for Colombia, chances created 8-5 for Colombia, shots on target 5-4 for Ecuador. Yes, Ecuador did counterattack very well, and they got into good opportunities. But I can remember Cuadrado having a good chance. Luis Diaz had a great chance, but somehow, some way, man, the Alexander Dominguez, the Ecuador goalkeeper, made some fantastic saves. I don't know how he made some of the saves, especially from the Luis Diaz. I think it was his foot or something like that. He had a monster game. I think he was the man of the match in the matchup. Yep, Alexander Dominguez was the man of the matchup. I think Hinchapie, the young center back for Ecuador who plays at Bayer Leverkusen, he had a good chance from, I think, a corner, if I'm not mistaken. So this game had a lot of chances. And then, like I talked about, this game went to 105 minutes. 105 minutes because of the whole VAR incident where Yerry Mina scored in the 99th minute, if I'm not mistaken. But Colombia went 3 straight games without scoring a goal. This is a bit of a problem right now. This is a bit of a problem if you're a Colombia fan, because you drew 0-0 with Uruguay away. Okay, that's fine. You drew 0-0 with Brazil at home. Okay, you didn't really try and attack too much. You kind of just sat back. Okay, Ecuador, this was your chance to score goals, but they still haven't scored any goals in this international break. Colombia, it's a bit of a worry when you have players like Luis Diaz, Dufan Zapata, Borge, Radamel Falcao. Yes, Falcao is still being called up from the national team. Juan Quintero. That they have a lot of good players, Colombia attacking wise, but somehow, somehow Colombia didn't score. I think Ecuador fans, they should be very happy with this result. They should have beaten Venezuela. They didn't. Colombia was always going to be a tough place to go away, but they got the point. So congrats to them. They got the point. Colombia are going to be kicking themselves big time because they should have gotten something more out of the game because they had chances. And the Yerry Mina incident, it was a handball. That's how he could control the ball, and he was allowed to turn. I think it was the right decision. Obviously, Colombia fans are going to be very pissed off with it, but it was the right decision. I'm sorry, Colombian fans. Ecuador will just be like, thank the heavens. Thank the heavens there was a handball, and they got away with a point. They got away with a point. Next game, we have Argentina versus Peru. Not too clean sailing, I would say, from Argentina's point of view. Obviously, Lautaro Martinez getting the goal from a Molina assist, the Sevilla right back. Great cross. Lautaro of the Bull, like that. That's why he does always, because I think his nickname is the Bull or something like that. So if he ever does like that, you guys know why. Great header from him. The Peru goalkeeper had no chance. He had no chance. Lapadula, the striker, who's I think plays in Serie B, if I'm not mistaken. He had a lot of chances, Lapadula. So Argentina were not the greatest yesterday, but they got away with the result. Peru, man, It's always difficult going to Argentina and getting a result, but I would have expected a little bit better from them. 3 chances created to 7 for Argentina, shots on target 3-2. So, like I said, guys, this wasn't a very good performance from Argentina, and obviously Peru also missed a penalty from Yotun. And I don't know if Yotun is usually the penalty taker, but he ain't anymore because that was a pretty poor penalty. He hit the crossbar, and then you could see Otamendi and Christian Romero just going in the face of Yotun and just giving him all the shits basically. But Argentina they're going to be satisfied with it. They didn't play their greatest game. Messi was pretty quiet. He was pretty quiet. He didn't have much involvement in the matchup, but great win for Argentina. They're keeping their good performances going on. And yeah, 1-0 for Argentina. Now we have the last two matchups. And Chile. Are they back? Oh, I really thought we would lose. Ecuador surprised me. Yep, Ecuador surprised me too. I thought they were going to lose. Michael, it doesn't matter. You already told us Iran are get on the plane. Yeah, well, I did. But we'll discuss about hotels and all that sort of stuff. When does USA play or have they played? Yes, the USA have played already all their matchups. They played Thursday morning here in Europe, and they beat Costa Rica 2-1. And I talked about the game earlier in the stream. So you guys can just go back and watch it. So I'll put timestamps too. So don't worry, guys. But yeah, thankfully we beat Costa Rica 2-1. Otherwise, it would have been a horror show. AD, how are you doing, man? How you doing, man? You're a good win for the USA. Thank God we won. It was our best performance in a while as well. I got to say that. That Serginho Dest goal. Oh, Mamma mia. I might have to get a Serginho Dest jersey if we qualify to the World Cup because that guy is a baller. All right, guys. The last two matchups. We're going to save the Brazil-Uruguay because Uruguay were not good. Chile 3, Venezuela 0. Are Chile back now? Because now they're back in contention for this World Cup qualifiers. Great result from them. Eric Pulgar getting the first two goals from Alexis Sanchez crosses. I don't know why Pulgar was just wide open at the back post for the second goal especially, but somehow he was. Venezuela, they don't put up much of a fight away from home. Yes, they're better at home, but it's just, I don't know what it is with Venezuela. They have talent. They have some young talent coming through, but it's not good enough at the moment. Chile, we talk about how they're old they are, but let me talk about the third goal scorer for them. I've told you, if you have seen my Conmebol predictions for October, I talked about Brereton, and you guys know Brereton. He is the Blackburn Rovers striker, only 22. I don't think he speaks any Spanish. I think his mom or dad are from Chile, and he got 2 goals during these international breaks. So he is now turning into a favorite for Chile fans. Only 22. This is what they need. They need younger players to come through the ranks and score goals. And that is what Brereton is doing. And he's also the top goal scorer in the championship. So he got the third goal. I think it was a great assist from who it was. I think it was Jan Meseses who put in a great through ball for Brereton, and he just finishes calmly. But fantastic. The guy, I don't think speaks any Spanish, but they embrace him, all of them, all the Chile players, all the old guards, Gary Medel, Alexis Sanchez, Claudio Bravo, all these sort of guys. They all just embrace Brereton. So fantastic to see. Great win for Chile. Are they back? You guys let me know. But they did play Paraguay, and we just saw what Paraguay did. They laid an egg, and they played Venezuela, and we know Venezuela are the worst team right now in Conmebol. So Uruguay are looking so disappointing low. Wouldn't be surprised if they missed the World Cup. Well, we're about to talk about them. I hope Chile will make it. I like their fans. I like their fans too, Chile. I think they always bring good passion to the clubs and to their country. But now we got the last matchup, guys. Brazil 4. All right, football follower. I actually did my own 32-team prediction a few hours ago, not on YouTube, just in general, and I said that Chile will make it at this point as Uruguay are doing awful. They are definitely doing awful, but you got to remember, Uruguay had to play Colombia at home. They should have won that game. They had a lot of chances. Ospina kept Colombia in the matchup. Argentina away. Emiliano Martinez saved a good shot from Luis Suarez, and then they played Brazil away. They went to Manaus, and this is what. And remember, guys, Manaus, if you guys remember from the World Cup 2014, it's in the freaking Amazon. I think they chose the worst place for Uruguay players to go to. So good strategic thinking if you're the Brazil FA, because I think they played in Colombia to Manaus, not a far distance from Buenos Aires to Manaus. I think that's a far distance. So Brazilian FA just thought this through. They just thought this through so much. But let's talk about the matchup because 4-1, I was thinking it's going to be 2-0, 3-0 maybe, but Neymar was fantastic. He was fantastic. We talk about it as well. Neymar has talked about not wanting to play football anymore and losing motivation. And I understand you guys let me know, has Neymar underperformed his Brazilian career? I'm not going to talk about club career because we can have that discussion another day, but with national team career. Okay. When he comes into the squad in 2010 for Brazil, Kaká's leaving, Ronaldinho's leaving, Adriano's leaving, Ronaldo's leaving. All these star players are leaving. Who in the Brazilian squad could help Neymar? When we saw in the 2014 World Cup, Neymar was a one-man army. Was he not? He had Fred as striker. He had David Luiz as center back. He has an aging Julio Cesar at goalkeeper. He has Bernard Shakhtar Donetsk at left wing. What is Neymar supposed to do with that squad? And he almost led them to the final, even though he got injured in the quarterfinals, but they still would have lost to Germany in that semifinals, even if Neymar was going to play. Okay, 2018 World Cup, for poor first half against Belgium. They had a lot of chances in the second half. They still haven't won a Copa America with him. Obviously, they won the Copa America in 2019, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Neymar has underperformed in his Brazilian career? I don't think he has. We can't judge him on one World Cup in 2018. 2014, he just had the injury and it ended a little bit abruptly for him. But I kind of feel bad for Neymar because he's had a lot of pressure. We know, guys, the Brazilian media and their fans and their older players are going to scrutinize every player because if they don't win a World Cup, it doesn't matter. That's what Brazilian media is all about. So Neymar got the first goal, great goal from him. And guess who assisted it, guys? It was Fred. Fred! Why doesn't Fred do this for Man United? It was a great assist, and Neymar just calmly went around Muslera and put it into the back of the net. Then Raphinha gets the second goal. Poor defending from, I think it was a Neymar assist as well. Poor defending from Uruguay. They just let Raphinha come into the back post and an easy tap in. Third goal, Raphinha. Great counterattack from Brazil. I think it was Fabinho to Fred, and then Fred went out wide to Neymar. And then you see Raphinha, one touch pass to Raphinha. Great finish off the post and in. Obviously, then Luis Suarez scored an amazing free kick goal. It was a little bit too late. It was already in the 77th minute. And then Gabriel Barbosa from a Neymar assist. So, I mean, Brazil, this was the best performance Brazil have performed in the Conmebol World Cup qualifiers. 55% ball possession to 45 for Uruguay, 20 chances created to 3, 6 big chances for Brazil compared to 0 for Uruguay, 13 shots on target to 3, shots inside the box 18 to 1. This was a great performance, Brazil, 88% passing accuracy. This is the Brazil we know about. And who knows, maybe Raphinha from Leeds United is the missing piece. Possibly. They had Gabriel Jesus as the striker, who had a little bit of a quiet game, but he's a good player. Lucas Paqueta, he's a baller, man. He is a baller, even though he had a poor Copa America final, but I think he's still a baller. Then they have Fabinho and Fred. At least Fred can play better than for Man United, it seems like. My God, he gave a great assist. They still had Emerson. They had Lucas Verissimo from Benfica. They had Alexandro Ederson, Thiago Silva. But Uruguay, this is not looking good right now. This is not looking good. They've scored only one goal in the 3 games in the international break in October. They've conceded 7. Man, I know it's been tough opponents, but it's not been looking good. They look very open in the back in the last 2 games, especially against Argentina and Brazil. So it's got to shore up massively. But you guys let me know your thoughts of the game. Have you guys seen the highlights? Because the Brazilian goals were fantastic. Yes, they do have a hard schedule, but still, I mean, yeah, it's been very poor from Uruguay. Chile plays positive football. Hope they make it. They do play positive football, but against the bigger teams, not so much. But hopefully, it'd be awesome to see Chile back. They obviously missed the 2018 World Cup. I was thinking Brazil 3-1. Yeah, I was thinking Brazil by at least 2 goals, but they destroyed Uruguay. They absolutely destroyed them. I saw Brazil in the Copa America in 2019, and in the final in Maracanã Stadium, and their one without Neymar. I think he want too much attention and make too much drama. No. See, I think that's what the media portrays and all that sort of stuff. I think he's just under so much pressure. And let's be honest, guys, he's been scrutinized from every minute since he made his debut for Santos and burst onto the scene with his Puskas goal. So I kind of have a little bit of sympathy for Neymar. Yes, he's brought a lot of trouble to himself, but Neymar is a fantastic player, and he showed it in this game. And Fred was fantastic in this game as well. He had an 8.3 rating, and from the highlights, he had a great game. Fred, of all players, I'll keep saying that. Fred. What a player! But guys, we're gonna quickly look at the games for November because Uruguay have Argentina. This could get even worse. Let's first quickly look at the standings. guys. So right now, at this moment, Brazil, I think they're going to qualify in November. So it's going to be pretty much guaranteed there. We only got certain teams that have 6 games left in the qualifiers, and we have then 7 for Brazil, Argentina, obviously because of the whole COVID situation. So Brazil are currently 11 matches played, 31 points. It's almost guaranteed. Only, I think, a couple more games. Argentina, 25 points. It's almost guaranteed as well. Ecuador, 17 points. Colombia, 16 points. Uruguay, 16 points. Man, if Ecuador would have just been Venezuela, they would have had a 4 point gap. But no. Chile right behind now with 3 points behind Uruguay. Now who have a -3 goal difference. So the goal difference is gonna play a key factor as well, guys, because Ecuador still has a +7. Chile, yeah, 13 points. Bolivia on 12 points. Paraguay on 12 points. Peru on 11 points, and then we have Venezuela on 7 points. So what are we saying, guys? Is going to be a big month then for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth position, because the third through nine is separated by 6 points at this moment. Wow. So anything is still possible. Anything is still possible. But let's quickly look through the games. There's only 2 games in November for each team. So Uruguay versus Argentina. Oh man, it has to be a win for Uruguay. They have to win that matchup. It's not looking good at the moment. Peru versus Bolivia. If either of those teams can win, that's going to be a good chance for them. A good chance for either team to maybe squeeze in. Brazil versus Colombia. Well, I think Brazil will win, so Colombia could be in a little bit of trouble. Paraguay versus Chile. If Chile really want to make it to the World Cup, they got to beat Paraguay. They have to. Have to. Ecuador, Venezuela. Ecuador should win it. They should win it, so then they'll be in comfortable position. Oh man, November is going to be a big month. Colombia versus Paraguay. We know what's going to happen there. Bolivia, Uruguay. Man, Uruguay have some. Oh God, this is not looking good for right now for Uruguay. Damn, they might be actually in trouble. Who said they would be in trouble? Who said they would be in trouble? Because you know what, they might be have. They might be. You might be right. Yep. Thank you, football follower. Uruguay are looking so disappointing. Wouldn't be surprised. Man, they wouldn't be a surprise at this moment. They are not looking good, and their next 2 matches, they could even fall even more down. They could be 7th or 8th by the end of November. Wow. Then we have Argentina, Brazil. Oh, cannot wait for that. Oh, cannot wait for that. Chile, Ecuador, Venezuela, Peru. Wow. Massive matchups, guys. Oh, this is going to be an interesting November in Conmebol. How are you doing, Ankit? Thank you for tuning in. Exactly. Remember to hit the like button, guys. I'm about to leave in about a minute or two, so no doubt Neymar is good. We know he's good. He's just been well, when we get to the end of Neymar's career, we're going to have a much more deep dive discussion about his whole career and see if it's a failure or not. I think Brazil might be the third team to qualify after winning versus Colombia. I think so too. I think it'll be done by then. Everyone in this besides Venezuela. Yeah, poor old Venezuela, just not in this race anymore. But I think if you guys have any more questions, you quickly just drop them before I head out in the next minute or two. And remember, guys, hit the like button, and I'll probably be back tomorrow live streaming again. We'll talk about the games for tomorrow in the club football. Then we'll preview for Sunday's matches because I talked about there's Bayern Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, and then there's Juventus versus Roma. There's not really 2 big games in the Premier League this weekend, so I didn't really want to do predictions. Guys, are you guys interested if I do like a Friday show where we kind of just have a deep dive on all the top leagues in Europe? Let me know if you guys want to see that type of content, because usually I do Premier League predictions videos, but I'd rather discuss about all the leagues and we can talk about big matchups, because it's not this weekend, but next weekend, guys, is going to be a great weekend for football. We have El Clásico. We have Liverpool versus Man United. We have Olympique Marseille versus PSG. And I'm pretty sure we have Inter Milan versus Juventus. So we have a big weekend next weekend. So I think we're going to have a good Friday show next weekend where we discuss all those games in very deep details. Very deep details. Have a nice weekend to you as well. Have a nice weekend as well. Hi, Mike. Hey, Michael, do you have a super chats for your lives? Well, no, I can't because I'm not at 1,000 subscribers yet. So that is the problem. I think once you get past 1,000 subscribers, you're allowed to have those super chats. But we'll eventually get there. Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. Thank you very much for your continued support, Alejandro. It means a lot. It means a lot. More content, the better. Well, I'll try I try and give you guys good analysis of the games and teams. So I want to give good content. I don't want to just give content a lot. I want to give you guys good content. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. And hopefully you guys enjoy the thumbnails as well. But I think I'm going to head out, guys. You all have a beautiful weekend. enjoy the club football. Even though if you're not a club football fan, don't worry, man. Don't worry. You got to still enjoy it. You got to support your national team. And no, I do, but I don't really use Facebook. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you guys can see it on the text right there on the bottom. Twitter is talks-Michael. Instagram is Michael Talks Football. So you guys can follow me there, and you guys can talk to me about that sort of stuff. Yes, guys, let's subscribe if not done yet. And one more thing, guys. Monday, I'm going to have a live stream at about 6 o'clock finish time or 5 o'clock finish time, and it will be Champions League predictions video. So hopefully you guys join me for that. And also, it's my birthday Monday. So hopefully you guys can all join and we have a good discussion for my birthday. Enjoy the football, and then, yeah, we'll watch the Champions League. But anyways, guys, have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy the club football. Come on, Liverpool, win tomorrow for me at least. Have a beautiful day, guys. And remember to like and share and subscribe and all that great stuff.